Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm going to be filming my TBR, the Trigger to Read readathon that is going on through the month of October. I'm one of the hosts, I guess I would be called. I will leave links to all the other hosts and all of the social media for the readathon down below. And yeah, let's get started, I guess. Prompt 1 is witch, so read a book that either has a witch in it or has a girl that you wouldn't want to mess with. Answer for that, I'm reading Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. I got this like last year, I think now, which is weird to think about. But I've owned this for a while, and our main character in this, I think, is Wicca, which is technically a witch, kind of, in a way. So I'm going to be counting that. And this is following our main character, Mila, as she ends up resurrecting this group of girls that was found dead, and the police say that they died in a suicide pact. But our main character knows this group, and she knows that they weren't friends, so she resurrects them to find out what happened. But then they come back to life, and they have no memory of what happened. So it's just us with these zombies trying to figure out what happened, I guess. So yeah, that's all I know. And this could technically count for my prompt, the zombie prompt, but for now I'm gonna try and read a book for each prompt. So yeah, next is vampire, and that's to read a book featuring a vampire or read a book featuring a love interest you should not meet in an alleyway, but you want to. Answer for that, I'm reading Certain Dark Things by moreno-garcia. I've talked about this book before. This is on my 5-star predictions list, and basically all I know is that this is like vampires in Mexico, and they're like Aztec vampires basically, and that's all I know, which is good enough to fulfill that prompt, so we're good. Next is werewolf, and that's to read a book featuring a werewolf or to read a book only at night, which I read most of the time anyway, so this one's gonna be pretty easy. But for that, I'm reading The Wolf Leader by Alexander Dumas. All I know about this is that it is like the first werewolf novel published, so there we go, that's all I need to know. The next prompt is a ghost, and that's to read a book featuring a ghost or to read a book set in a place that you would want to haunt. And for that, I'm reading The Honjin Murders by Seishi Yokomizo. This is a mystery novel that involves a village of Okamura as a murder happens, and our detective has to figure out like why this person was killed, I think. Who knows? But basically, I would haunt Japan because I know I can never like afford to like visit there because shit is expensive. So I'm gonna settle for like haunting there, you know? Who knows? The next prompt is demon, so read a book with a demon or to read a book with multiple POVs. So I'm gonna finally finish the Vampire Diaries, or at least like the first like arc, and this is The Fury and the Dark Reunion. I have no idea what this one is about, but I know that Vampire Diaries is about this girl named Elena who is stuck in this love triangle between these two brothers, Stefan and Damon, because she looks like their old ex-girlfriend basically. And yeah, this book, it does have multiple POVs. It doesn't have like POV sections, but the POV does trade off between like Elena and Stefan at least a few times in the first two books. So I'm sure it's gonna do that again in like this bind up, or at least I hope so, because otherwise I'm fucked, you know? So yeah, next is a siren. So read a book with a siren or to read a book that has been recommended to you. So I'm going to read Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I forget who recommended this to me, but here it is. All I know is that this is following a girl that can like talk to gods, and apparently it's like dark and shit. So that sounds cool. This cover is beautiful, and so is the spine. So, and this book has multiple POVs. Who knew? So that's pretty cool. Now this book I don't own yet, but I have ordered it, and it should come in within the next like week or so. So I should be fine. So for now, I just put up a picture of it somewhere. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this setup yet. So guess we're gonna figure that out. But this is The Absinthe Earl by Sharon Lynn Fisher. This is like a fae romance / like historical romance. And basically it's following this girl named Ada who is like studying fae, and she meets this like guy in a bar, and he says that he's going to go research this place that has like fae connections. And so she goes there with him, and she finds out that he is like part fae, I assume. And yeah, romance ensues probably, and I need to read it because I love the cover. And now here we are. There are other books that I'm like too scared to pick up, but I think I forgot to say this, but this is the fae prompt. We just read a book with fae in it or read a book that you've been too scared to pick up. So this book has fae in it. So yeah, there are books that I'm like too scared to pick up, but they're all pretty big, so probably not gonna happen. I might make it work, who knows. Anyway, next prompt is zombie, and for that is read a book with a zombie in it or read a book that features a disaster. And for that, I'm reading Wilder Girls by Rory Power. All I know about this is that there's a school that has been like quarantined and girls are like mutating, and yeah, that's about it. So it's obviously like a disaster, hopefully. And I know that this is like very hit or miss. That is my TBR for the trick-or-treat-a-thon, trick-or-treat-a-readathon, trick-or-treat-a-thon. It is one of those things. You probably know, but I'm sure it will be in like the thumbnail and the title, so we're fine. And yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, like, share, all that shit, and I will see you next week.